Hey everybody, I'm here today with a simple driving test tip that will make you more likely to pass the driving test and also more likely to even start the driving test. And that tip is to get your paperwork in order. Now let me tell you a story about a friend of mine who went for his driving test. He was so ready to pass that test. I mean, this guy literally knew every driving skill down pat, knew every driving procedure down pat, knew everything. He knew exactly what to do. He was a great driver. I coached him a lot and he was basically ready to pass the test. I mean, if he had taken the test on that day, and that's the hint right there, if he had taken the test on that day, he would have passed with flying colors. He would have had his license. But what happened was he didn't have his paperwork in order. He went to the driving test center, didn't have his paperwork in order. They couldn't allow him to do the driving test, had to reschedule for months later because this driving test center was so busy and he really wanted to do it at that test center because he knew the area very well. Had to do the test a long while later, ended up failing because he was so nervous because of the first time, and then he passed after that. So here's the fact of the matter. You got to get your paperwork in order because it is like your key to doing the driving test. You see, you can have all of the driving skills, you can have all of the driving knowledge, you can know exactly what to do. And on the other side of that door, you'll get to demonstrate those skills and that knowledge. And you'll be able to get your license and pass the test. Or I should say, pass the test and then get your license. But if you don't have your paperwork in order, well, guess what? That key, you don't have it. So the door is locked. It's as simple as that. Now, depending on where you live, this might be different, but most likely it's going to be very similar. You're going to go to the driving test center. You're going to have an appointment already for that time slot. You're going to submit all of your paperwork, all of the appropriate documentation. Then you're going to take your driving test and hopefully you pass and get your license. If you don't have your paperwork, they can't allow you to take the driving test because they can't legally allow you to take that test. Now here's what I always recommend. A couple of weeks, not the night before, a couple of weeks before you are doing your driving test, get all of the paperwork that you need. Make sure that you have everything that you need. Call your driving instructor or call someone that you know that just recently did their driving test and ask them. Make sure that all of the paperwork that you have is the paperwork that you need. Okay? Now, when you've done that, you know that you have this paperwork, you know that you have these papers, you know that those are the papers that you need. What you want to do is you want to get them and you want to literally place them right beside or inside of the shoes that you're going to be wearing on the day of the driving test. This way, the day of the driving test, you walk up to your shoes at your front door, you go put them on, and oh wow, all of a sudden, there's some paperwork inside of the shoes. You got to bring that paperwork along. It's as simple as that. You bring the paperwork to the driving test center, you submit it, you do your driving test. On the other side of that door, you demonstrate all of your skills, all of your knowledge. Hopefully you pass with an amazing, amazing mark, and hopefully you get your license. But if you don't have the paperwork, guess what? You're never even going to get a chance to try. It's as simple as that. That's my simple driving test tip for this video. You want to get your paperwork in order. And I've gone over not only why you should get your paperwork in order, I've told you about a friend of mine who had massive problems basically because he didn't have his paperwork in order, and I've also spoken to you about a strategy that you can use with putting that paperwork inside of your shoes, the ones that you're going to wear on the day of the driving test, and then you go to put on those shoes, the paperwork is there, you take it, submit it, pass the test, get your license, you're good to go. All that hard work is paid off. And that's basically it. In this video, I've gone over a specific driving test tip and told you to get your paperwork in order. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.